infinite ammo.
Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen to the pilot episode of Qtr Circ Fwd. This is a podcast that I thought of while I was trying to sleep. I couldn't sleep one night and I was like, you know, it would be awesome if we just talked about one game genre that we don't really usually spend too much time about, and that's fighting games. Fighting games to us, people joining me today, it's a very big deal to some of us. Some of us don't take it that much, but that's fine. We all appreciate fighting games when they come out. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce you guys to the people that will be joining me for this journey into day one, or episode one of this podcast. So first up, we have Mr. Kaneki.
Come on. I am ready for winter, sir.
Alright, awesome. Next up, we got Mr. Devil Hunter James.
How's it going, people?
Alright. Next up, we got Hayden Manticore.
Hello.
Yeah. I don't know if Brandon's able to talk, but Brandon.
What's good?
There he is.
Mr. Brandon is here. Just as a heads up for people, my voice is probably kind of low. Let me,
Yeah, turn that shit up, man.
Let's see if I can do it.
You're a faggot, Stilius.
He's watching. Good.
That's the point.
Captain Screw.
Start off with the first topic of the day, which is Arica, and they revealed something to us. What did they reveal to us, Mr. James?
What did they call it? Fighting Game Layers EX, or that's the rumor of the name, I believe.
It doesn't have a name yet, so I think they're just calling it the mysterious fighting game for now.
Yep.
But yeah, a lot of characters from Street Fighter EX, I believe, EX1 and 2, are coming back in a new fighting game, including Kairi. I know Kaneki is thrilled for Skullomania.
Yeah.
Apparently the beta is coming near the end of the year, so look forward to that.
Oh, y'all forgot Darren Meister, or Meister, whatever it is.
Darren Meister, yeah.
Yeah, that grapple character.
So there's not a lot to know about it, other than that a lot of characters from Street Fighter EX are going to be in it, so we gotta wait and see what happens with it.
Alright. It's a really big surprise that we got that. We thought it was all a April Fool's joke, but it turns out that it was pretty good. It was real, it was not fake.
Yep.
Very happy about that. But I still kind of feel like it's kind of weird looking. I mean, I haven't played really a lot of Arica games, but I don't get the draw system that they have. Did they have that in the old games?
No, it was just meters.
So I'm kind of like, is this gonna have supers, or are we just going to be doing focus attacks and what is it?
We don't know yet.
I'm pretty sure it still has all the super, since you have super meters in it, and it shows Skullomania doing like Skullo Dream and stuff.
Yeah.
I'd hope so.
And one of the Gogi system, like orbs or whatever, is for infinite super meter, so you can potentially just keep chaining things.
I'm assuming that's what's gonna be.
All right. So, what you guys think about Skullomania? What do you think about his design, his look, his
Woo!
set that we saw?
Baby.
Yeah, I'll be honest when I say Skullomania is probably one of my like favorite Street Fighter characters, period. I know he's basically just like, I think he's inspired by Kamen Rider, isn't he, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I've always been a guy that really likes like flamboyant characters in fighting games, and seeing this dude, this salaryman in like a skeleton suit running around fighting people is just really, really awesome to me.
And the fact that he has his own raging demon called Skullo Dreams, that's amazing.
It's probably the best super in that game. It's either that or the one Darren Meister like chain grab, where he like puts you in 15 grabs and then 15 submissions and slams you into the ground with a power bomb.
I wonder if
that
that's
is awesome.
I wonder if that's going to be in the new fighting game.
I hope so, because Darren Meister is memorable just for that alone.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially when one of his super, what is it? He power bombs you to like the moon.
I
That's
think
fucking amazing.
that was how a lot of like EX characters were. Like anytime you would finish someone off with a superhero meter, you would see like a meteor crash in the background. It was actually a really awesome thing. I think the EX games are pretty underrated, to be honest.
Very underrated.
That's awesome.
I was going
Go ahead. Sorry.
real quick.
Yeah.
I was going to be honest. Where's Garuda at? That's all I care about.
He's in it.
He's in there.
He's in there. You talk about the samurai looking dude, I think?
That's a joke.
Team.
I got it. I understood that reference.
Get out.
I'm very happy that Darren Meister's in there because we need our grapplers. As much as James dislikes grapplers when I use them, I need my that grabs people and power bombs them in.
Yes, you're a fan, James.
You finally
Totally.
get your tornado DDT back too.
Yeah. I feel like Darren Meister, to me, he looks kind of like, I feel like Street Fighter took the look and put him into Hakan a little bit. He kind of looks like him a little bit. You take off the blue, and you change the skin tone to brown.
Does he have? I don't think he has oily body, right?
Nah, because Darun is an Indian guy, and Hakan comes from like some long tradition of weird Turkish oil wrestling, which is an actual sport of some kind.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Coming to the Ocho soon, Turkish oil wrestling.
Somebody that wasn't in here, James, I know you're a big fan of Kyrie. What do you think of his design in this game?
I think it's the same design as the last Street Fighter EX, which I'm okay with. I like the I thought he was supposed to be like the Akuma of those games because he's got the Satsui no Hado shit going, but it's apparently somewhat different. I don't know. I'm just a sucker for his character design. I like the hair. I like he kind of looks a little bit like a Tekken character too, though. I don't know. He reminded me of Kazuya a little bit because he's got a thing with his eye. He's only wearing a gi. He has no shirt. And he's got stuff on his arms and whatnot. And apparently has some special powers with fire and shit. So I'm like, yeah, he looks like a mix between a Tekken and a Street Fighter character,
Right.
which I love. But
Yeah.
that's about it for me.
I think it's pretty good looking. Who else we got here? What's the Goji system?
The Gogi system is like their, I guess, fighting system for this game. I'm not really sure what the best way to describe it is, but hold off on the hate for a second. It's kind of similar to Street Fighter Cross Tekken's gem system, but what it is basically is you're going to have like a deck of 5 different power-ups that will activate over the course of a fight when you meet certain requirements, and when they activate, you get like buffs to your damage, or you can get buffs to your defense. You can make all your heavy attacks guard break. There's also one that gives you infinite super meter, and that's how you're gonna be playing the game, basically, around these decks that you design.
That's interesting as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't a big fan of the draw system. That kind of turned me off, but after looking at the characters and seeing, Darren Meister, my spirit animal, I figured I'm gonna give it a shot. But I also heard that
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say I also heard that there is a beta that is coming in. Do we have any news about that other than the fact that we know there's a beta coming?
No, they basically just announced it, and that's it. Near the end of the year, that's really all we know right now, to my knowledge.
Well, other than that, it's a PS4 exclusive, according to DualShockers, when they were talking about the gameplay. I was like, oh, it's a PS4 exclusive. I don't know if it's going to be timed, but so far it's going to be released on that platform first. I'm just waiting for that beta.
Aren't we all?
Gonna be good. Yeah. I guess it's all of the Arica news we've gotten. Systems, games, the anime games of fighting games. So,
oh, baby.
The first up is Blaze Blue. I'm not really a big fan of Blaze Blue. I made that kind of clear on several occasions on this podcast. But it's news. It's in there. Hades, do you have anything you want to say about Blaze Blue?
I'm not particularly into like anime fighting games too much. I was pretty into Persona 4 Arena, mainly just because I'm a big Persona fan and I like fighting games, so it's like an obvious thing for me. Jubei looks pretty cool, I'll say that much, but I never got too much into BlazBlue, unfortunately.
Yeah, the Jubei DLC character, I don't know who Jubei is. I'm sure he's anime as fuck. I'm sure he's super probably hyped for it. I don't frankly give a fuck. James, do you give a fuck?
I mean, I know I've seen the first two games, so I know who he is. I'm not that interested, but isn't he just like a talking cat with a sword? And he's old.
Oh,
I think
is that
that's
who it
it.
is? I thought that was Guilty Gear. Oh, it's
No. For BlazBlue, he's like an old cat with a sword. I don't know that much because BlazBlue's fucking story is weird. And I never have understood it. I like some of the characters, but that's it. I can't get into the story.
Shout out to the chat. Andre coming in and Relog's leaving. Just give you guys a little heads up. My mic is a little bit staticky because I have to fucking do some hardcore shit to it so people can hear me good.
Right.
But that's going to go away once the actual video comes out because I have backup recorders. Praise the Lord. So yeah. Anyways, since we're done talking about Blaze Blue, we're going to go off to the one big main attraction to a lot of you guys. I'm pretty happy about this game too. Not going to lie, even though I don't watch the show anymore, what I'm talking about is Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Whew.
What do you guys think about the game when it was first announced?
Whew, Marvel, watch out. That's all I gotta say.
I think when it comes... Oh, sorry, did I cut you off? Or...
No, go ahead.
I think when it comes to DBZF, I wasn't expecting it all, and it basically just showed me like everything I would want in like a new fighting game, as well as like a newer Marvel, since Infinite was going in a different direction, or rather like backwards towards its older incarnations. But I saw it and it just looked so good, and then they announced like, oh yeah, this game's only 20% finished, and it even blew my mind more because it looks that good and it's like not even close to completion. It's like, holy shit.
For me, when I first saw the trailers and whatnot, I was very skeptical. Like, how is this going to work in a true, like, 2D style fighting game as not Budokai, whatever? And it took me a while, though, but I accepted it. It looks pretty fun, and I can't wait to try it out.
For me, I was also really skeptical because the animation looked a little iffy for the first trailer, but I think it got better as of late. So now I'm like, yeah, it's hype. And then, they showed my boy Trunks, and that was amazing. So like, yeah, I'll give it a fair go. I was expecting Xenoverse 3 because it's pretty much what everybody's expecting. I assumed they were going to do a trilogy for it. That might not happen until next year. Also, Brandon's not a fan of the art style.
Yeah.
But the beta, I know the Japanese beta was delayed or something, right?
Just the North American one. Japan's beta is still on track.
God damn it.
They got a weird-ass date for that beta, and it's kind of sketchy, and people were talking about it yesterday.
Oh,
Did you guys hear about that?
No, I didn't hear. Go ahead.
Apparently, the beta is coming out a couple of days before, it's before the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite release date. And they weren't up in arms. They were talking about, oh, they did it on purpose to try to kill the hype for it and whatnot. What do you guys think about that?
I don't
mean,
believe
there's
it.
no hype for MVCI to begin with, so I mean, you know.
Hold on. I don't believe this because obviously, for me, the reason they might have delayed it is because the potentially of apparently adding more than 9 announced characters in that beta once it starts. I'm like, oh, so they're gonna add in characters that they haven't announced yet, and basically, I don't know who's gonna be in that beta other than the ones we already heard that's gonna be in the game.
I would hope they have variations of the characters. I'm not sure if Arc Sys will do it. Like, there's different versions of Vegeta, Goku, Trunks, Piccolo. I would hope they would do it, but if they don't, it's not the end of the world.
Be a little specific about that, or you like I did in Xenoverse, which was terrible, or
Yeah,
like
kind of. Well, older games had for example, they had regular Future Trunks where he's got the Capsule Corp outfit. Then they have his Hyperbolic form, and I think they have a few costume changes, but that's about it.
Is though the old games give them different styles, whether it's different transformations or definitions. So that's also
I would hope they would follow maybe Tenkaichi 3 on the character stuff. I'm not saying have that many, but for the characters that are there, give them those variations.
Right.
That's all I hope. As for the Marvel thing, I mean, Oh No shit his pants on Twitter, so maybe they saw it and they had a funny idea. Who knows? It does seem like they're directly competing against Capcom's MVCI, though, for sure. It's in the same style, to some extent, at least.
Yeah.
I say Capcom better count their blessings, that's all I'm going to say.
What about you, Hades? What do you think? I don't know if you already went.
No, I haven't. I've just been listening. I know they definitely delayed the beta, because I'd read, that they weren't expecting, this much interest in it. It was originally only supposed to be for, 10,000 people in North America, and it's obviously, gone way behind that. I'm not sure if it was meant to, step on Marvel's release date or not, but I have no idea, to be honest. Since the beta is supposed to run September 16th to the 18th, which is one day before Infinite's release date.
Yeah, it's weird. I think the game looks great. The only thing that I kind of am worried about, and I know a lot of you guys in here aren't a big fan of Maximilian. I watched his video that he posted up last night about the beta, the release date, and the weird schedule that they have. I don't know if you guys knew this, but the schedule is basically you have a certain hour, a couple hours you can play, but then you have to wait 5 hours later to play it again, so they have breaks, 5-hour breaks. So
now that,
mm-hmm.
in my opinion, that turns me off because what if I'll be one, since it's going to be released on the weekend. I'll be one of those that that expect a beta to not have those type of breaks, but
just chill all day on it.
Is there a reason why they're having a certain hour breaks on it? Any reason why? Would they do
basically what Max is speculated is that they wanted to have the test, have people join, fight, and have the break, and then see what happened. If it shit the bed, they're like, okay, they fuck with the knobs, they change the settings. So basically, they let people do what they gotta do, take a break, see the results, and then tweak it until they feel like it's in a good state.
So they're proactively adjusting the net code?
Yeah.
That's if it's for the purpose of making the game run good online, then you know what? I'm fine with that. Hey.
Mm-hmm.
A fighting game with bad net code is never going to get anywhere, in my opinion.
Right.
Because nobody wants to play it.
Another thing that he kind of brought up that I kind of thought about myself and I was kind of worried about is that he felt like the Super Saiyan characters kind of played the same. And I kind of felt like that was the case too, just by looking at it, because there's not really much difference you can do with these characters other than punch, kick, fireball, because you're Super Saiyan. What do you guys think about that? You think they will make it different? What do you guys think they should add to make them different from each other?
Okay, for starters, it's a Dragon Ball game. That is to be expected. Second of all, if they're gonna like add different transformations for the characters and give them completely different fighting styles, like some older games past Xenoverse, then I hope they do for sake of variety. But I doubt they will. It's always been more simple, but with Tekken. So I don't know what exactly he mean about how to play the same. Because no, it's just like complaining all Shotos play the same. To be honest.
Right.
Wait, are we debating between
Listen to
their
me. I'll look
base
at it.
forms and their Super Saiyan forms not playing the same?
Basically, just think about Super Saiyans. The Super Saiyan characters, think of them being Shotos, and they're basically all Shotos. What would you do? What do you think they will add to make them different?
I mean, in the other games, everybody has a different fighting style, even if they're Super Saiyans. Like, Gohan does not fight the same as Goku. Piccolo does not fight the same as, well, Piccolo's not a good example, but... Alright, Broly does not fight the same as Vegeta, for example. Like, they all fight differently, but their Super Saiyan forms will not change their movesets. They're just supposed to get... It's like a giant buff. That's pretty much what it counts as in the game.
In Xenoverse, yes, but other games, no. They actually have completely different fighting styles.
Depends on the game. Tenkaichi, I think, may have changed them a little bit.
In Tenkaichi, the Raging Blast games, and I don't remember what other games off my head.
I doubt their moves will be changed once they transform in this game, at least. I doubt
They
it.
won't, because they have freaking Goku going Super Saiyan 3 for a Ultimate or whatever.
I think that was just for an ultimate.
I say if that's the case, it's not the end of the world. As long as they all have something individually different in their movesets, I don't think it's a big an issue.
I would just say wait for the beta.
Unless maybe they do something like Goku can turn to Super Saiyan 4. Yeah, I kind of would like it if he played a little bit differently then, because that's a completely different transformation from most of them. Or if he has his God Key stuff, then yeah, damn right, he better play a little different, or he better get new supers and shit.
What do you think, Hades?
I imagine that each of the Saiyans will at least have like subtle differences in their kit, kind of like how Ken doesn't exactly play like Ryu, and then he has like, you know, his fire uppercuts and his fire tatsus in Street Fighter V, but like, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I mean, I don't even think I'm going to be playing a Saiyan character, so I'm hoping they add Hercule, personally. That will be my main character.
I hope
I
he
think
sucks
Arxis
too.
has done joke characters before.
I feel like Hades loves joke characters. Like, don't get me wrong, I love playing as Dan on Street Fighter 4. I love Dan. It's fucking fun to play.
Like I've mentioned, I like oddball fighting game characters. Dan is definitely one of those, in that he's just like a total rube, and Skullomania is the same. And if we're talking about other fighting games, like in King of Fighters 14, I really like the King of Dinosaurs, which is just a giant dinosaur man, basically. And I brought it up before, but in like KOF 98, I like the USA Sports Team, which is just like 4 random athletes who have formed a team and are now fighting in this tournament against a bunch of like actual fighters. Love them all.
I saw fucking Kobe Bryant in that team.
Yeah, it's like
America.
it's like a football player, a boxer turned rapper, and like you said, Kobe Bryant. Love them all though. Hope they come back someday.
It's pretty weird, yeah. One more thing I wanted to bring up that's not on here about Dragon Ball Z Fighter. What do you guys think? I kind of feel like fireballs are gonna be all over the place. I know MVCI has guns and fireballs too, but you know, Dragon Ball Z is all about the Kamehamehas, whatever. Do you guys think that projectile spam is going to be an issue here, or not?
As a Dragon Ball game, I don't care. Yeah, it's a Dragon Ball game. Like, people spam fireballs all the time. It's nothing new. Admittedly.
I will say, if they do, there's always been ways around this. It's usually spamming fireballs and shit is usually scrub tactics, and they usually get wrecked for it. So there's always a way around key moves.
I noticed so far you do have mechanics that you can like snap vanish behind your opponent. So there's that.
Yeah.
So now you can literally just spam your Kamehamehas all day without getting punished. Because I've seen a lot of gameplay recently. You can like snap vanish behind them, or do like super the teleport behind your opponent and just knock them out.
Or you could straight up block and wait and make them waste all their key, and then they can't spam anymore. That works too.
Oh yeah, there's ways around potential spam in Dragon Ball games, but it's a Dragon Ball game. That's gonna happen.
Right. I figured as much. If anybody else has anything to say, we can move on to the next one. We all good?
I'm very excited for it.
I think we all are. Can't wait to touch it. The next one, I am excited, and then there's a part where I'm not. So, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle was announced at EVO. What this is Blaze Blue. Yay. Persona. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, Persona. Hell yeah.
All right.
Under Night Rebirth.
Yay.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
That's a good game.
Ruby.
What the
That
fuck?
one's a question mark for me.
That was that to me. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait for it on sale. Thanks.
I mean, I don't.
They state how many characters are from Ruby, or if it's just a bunch of them, like the rest just have a bunch from each side, or
I don't know.
I feel
Oh,
like
boy.
with Ruby, you're going to, at bare minimum, just get the main 4 characters, which is, God. I don't know much about Ruby. I think it's Ruby, Blake, Weiss, and Yang.
I
Yep.
don't know anything
And
about that.
I haven't read them.
I'll say this in defense of Ruby. I don't like the show that much myself, but their character designs are really nice, and I feel like every Ruby character was at a base designed as a fighting game character, so...
In the anime or
In
the game?
in the anime, basically. I think Manium was like a really big fan of fighting games, and basically all of his characters end up coming up like fighting game characters. That's what I think, at least.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the extra anime art style. It kind of reminded me of the. You guys ever see that Spider-Man show that used to be in MTV? It was like
No.
3D modeled.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about. I had the DVD actually.
Didn't Neil
That wasn't
Patrick
bad,
Harris
though.
voice Spider-Man in that show? Or am I crazy?
I have no idea.
think
It's been a while.
all time actually.
But yeah, as you guys heard, Blaze Blue, it's there, it's a thing. Persona, that's great. Me personally, I kind of wish they did Persona 5 Ultimax. But that'll come eventually. But for sure.
Actually, agree with Bruce here. The Ultimate game was great.
I mean, if it's a crossover game, I don't know if they're going to bring in any more, like, newer franchise people, but I wouldn't put it past them to bring in, like Joker and Makoto from Persona
They
5.
should.
They should.
You should have Guilty Gear though, honestly. Like, take away your Ruby characters, put the Guilty Gear.
Haven't people wanted Blaze Blue Cross Guilty Gear since forever?
Yeah,
Probably.
that's what I wanted too.
I always thought Guilty Gear was just, Blaze Blue and, Guilty Gear together. I felt like Blaze Blue was the, what's that SNK game? Fatal Fury, and that KOF was basically Guilty Gear. It just has everybody in there.
I would say for Arxis, I'm pretty sure Guilty Gear is their number one, like, most popular of their main IPs, I believe.
I'd agree.
Blaze
but
Blue's
I could be
definitely
wrong.
behind it.
I could be wrong. This is oh shit! I think the stream died, but that's okay because we're still recording.
Yeah.
This is cool. I like it. I love. For some reason, this is the first time I'm actually taking a good look at the Under Night Rebirth protagonist guy's art, and he looks great. I love how he looks. Blaze Blue guy is Blaze Blue guy, and Ruby is Ruby girl. I like Ruby's design in the game. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna shit on Ruby. I don't like the anime that much, but I feel like her in the game looks cool. I have one question for you guys, and that is, do you think, be honest, do you think Arxis is tackling too many games right now?
You mean they're like Square Enix?
Well, they're doing too many games, and you're worried that the other games you are looking forward to are going to suffer because they're working on too many things.
Really? Unless the studio is like really, really tiny, or they have like people helping. Like, they have Namco, so they gotta have a lot of back in there, so that should be no issue. And then what for Blaze Blue? It's probably just gonna be them. I don't know. I don't think they were gonna suffer.
We'll keep going down the line. What do you guys think?
I have no idea.
I think
it's kind of scary, but sorry.
No, don't worry about it. I think ArcSys will be fine. They have their two teams that are both working on their fighting games, and BlazBlue is obviously reusing a lot of assets from previous games, and the only new characters from that right now are the Ruby ones, so I think that game will be fine in and of itself, and I think DBZF is also being co-developed with Bamco, so they probably aren't, like, incredibly weighed down by the fact that they have, like, 4 active games going right now, basically.
Yeah. I think that's pretty, it's impressive. I was kind of concerned because I was like, all right, is the game going to take a hit because they're focused on one thing, and the money's going one direction, but not going the other direction. But I don't know. We can only tell ArcSys is they were really good with their outputs of games. So I guess the only time we'll tell is see what happens with this.
Wait, hold on. Did they release the new version of Under Night and Birth? Because I hear that's going to be on PS4.
I think it's Japan only right now.
I don't know if it's not coming to the West, that's when I'll probably bite the bullet. But I'm waiting to see if it'll come to the West.
I'm going to get it. I want to get the box. It looks cool, but Japan only right now.
Okay, let me see.
Anybody else got anything to say about this specific topic, or move on? I think we're good. I think we're perfect. Very bizarre news coming up next. ArcSys meeting with Riot Games. Riot Games is the people that made League of Legends. For what goddamn reason were they meeting with these guys? I have no clue. I don't know why they would have an interest with League of Legends. That's kind of like if they went up to Blizzard and was like, I want your Tracer in my video game. And they added Overwatch to this BlazBlue cross-tag battle. What do you guys think about this kind of weird to me news?
I mean, I'm the one that I'm speculating on this myself, but I think it's one of two things when it comes to this. I think a long time ago, it was rumored that League of Legends was going to have a fighting game because they bought up the one studio that did that Rising Thunder game. You guys remember Rising Thunder at all?
Yes, Seth Killian worked on that.
Yeah, which is a pretty decent game, and Riot bought them up, and we all figured they were doing a fighting game, but there's just, like, nothing from that since then. But now that ArcSys has had this meeting with them, I feel like maybe this project is finally moving forward with ArcSys as the primary developer. And it's either that, or maybe they're just trying to get more IP for, like, cross-tag battle. Because there are a few League characters that I think would work really well as, like, fighting game characters. I think Vi would work particularly well. And so would Lee Sin, obviously, since he's like a blind monk. And I mean, I'm not sure.
We get a League of Legends fighting game?
Potentially. It's just one of my theories. It's either that or more cross-tag battle characters, one of the two.
Right. Anybody else? What do you guys think about Riot Games talking to Japan? What do you think about America and Japan finally going into bed?
Going to bed.
Yeah.
Let's make some weeaboo children.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to say about it either. I'm not a big fan of League of Legends. If anybody listening to this is, I'm sorry. But I'm a fighting game player, and if they make a fighting game out of your League of Legends, I personally will not care unless it looks real good.
Oh, sorry to interrupt, but I just looked up, and the new version of Under Night and Birth is coming to North America in late 2017. So I'll wait for that at the end of the year, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that too. Anybody else have anything to say before I move on to the next company that we're gonna talk about?
Don't care about playing League, but the waifus are pretty good. That's about it.
It's true.
It's good.
I feel like that's half the game's popularity.
Alright, switch it up. Next company, Bamco, Bandai Namco.
Woo!
We got a big reveal.
Woo!
We have M. Bison as a DLC character.
Get out.
Yeah.
One could hope, I mean.
You and your predictable bullshit.
Predictable.
Nah, I'm just saying. I don't know, but Mr. Geese Howard, the Geese himself, is in Tekken 7 and will be.
The goose is loose?
Yes. Casting master here.
Stay down, maggot.
Birdman.
What do you guys think about
Cowards
that
be
trailer?
gone.
Dude, how can Bampo top this? It was their biggest announcement for a guest character. It's like, who can top this? Who?
I remember Harada hinting at this before, right? Didn't he say he really wanted Geese Howard in a Tekken game some time ago?
He hinted he wanted him because he had like a fireball move, like the air fireball attacks. And he's like, oh, well, I want to put in the character that has fireballs. I'm like, oh, Geese.
Well, he's got the Rapukin, so there you go.
Geese can do the air fireballs. I thought he was going to put, what's the dude name? The main antagonist for Yakuza. People was hinting that was going to be the case, but no, this was actually a surprise. That's what they did right about this, is the surprise and the character they revealed. That, to me, will give me more reason to play Tekken 7, or more of it in the future.
I heard some people wanted Rock Howard instead. His son.
That would have been cool.
Which he does, he probably would fit right in, so I wouldn't have minded either way.
I've heard a lot of hype that people really want Kazuma Kiryu as a character for Tekken 7.
Yeah,
I know Dom would jump back on that game even faster.
That was the Yakuza antagonist, but yeah.
Yep.
Brandon, you have anything you want to say about this?
Okay. Now, I thought the Kuma trailer was hype though, which is still hype. I was more surprised to see Geese in the freaking game. I'm like, Geese fucking Howard, and you can counter freaking rage arts.
Well.
Yep. You can't stop.
And that's...
He could low parry, right?
I don't know, but...
Yeah,
I mean,
he can low parry, that's the thing that everybody can do.
If they'll put his own low parries, he can do it, but I don't know if they'll do it.
I was gonna say, does he have his own little predictable low parry? Because, bye, Lucky Chloe, fuck you.
Oh, man. Oh,
get fucked.
God.
Hades, what do you think about Geese
Oh, yeah.
being in the game?
Hype.
It's pretty cool. I'm not like terribly familiar with Geese Howard, but his trailer was pretty great to watch, and that's pretty much all I gotta say on the topic, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
I liked the video when he first came out or not the video, when he was on stream,
Dude.
and the crowd just kept saying predictable.
Dude, when they're about to reveal him, like his intro before a match starts, his intro alone, I was like, fuck. That got me like, fuck, it's him. They did it. How?
I'm calling the story he's coming for the Zaibatsu, probably, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, didn't they hint that he will also have like his own story?
Yeah, apparently, and another character that has beef with Heihachi, man. This man pissed off a lot of people, even from other fighting games.
Can't wait for that. See how Geese will be in the story.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Can't wait to play them. Switching off to the next company that came up with news, Another Realms. This is a studio that's very close to our good friend Hades' heart. I'm not really a big fan of the Injustice series, but I will say that I feel that Starfire looks good. Looks very good. Is it the same voice actor as the show? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either, to be honest with you. Should probably look it up.
Wait, which show?
Teen Titans.
Teen Titans.
Oh, no. That's an older version of her, right?
Yeah, it's not her,
It's
like...
probably going to sound different.
As much as we'd love to have,
Most
like,
likely.
naive-sounding Starfire from Teen Titans.
I'm just gonna assume it's like Tara Strong or the chick that does her voice in the animated movies.
That'd be cool.
Teen
Titans Go!
I hope there's like a Blackfire costume. I love Blackfire.
Probably is a
Blackfire.
color for her.
I love Terra too. Why isn't she in the game?
I don't know, man.
He's a bitch.
No.
There's a lot of characters that unfortunately didn't make it into the game. If I can go off on a side tangent a bit, there's apparently like really late stage art of Static Shock, and he was supposed to be in this game, and I found that out. I was like, oh man.
Another Realm, you suck for that.
I really want my boy Static back. He's gonna be in Young Justice, but I really want him in this game.
Nah, nobody remembers Static Shock. Sorry.
Everybody remembers Static Shock. It was a great show.
Fuck your Another Realm.
Correction,
well.
Reapers. Nobody remembers the X-Men. As absolutely
Nah,
asinine as that statement is.
You got my joke. We'll get there soon. Hades, you saw a big thing of patch notes. Give us a quick summary of what the big ones are that you think are good, and the ones that you think are bad, if there is some.
I think the most important changes for this patch is they are toning down Aquaman and toning down Black Adam, since obviously those two were pretty strong. Aquaman ended up taking Evo this year with his insane Trident Rush chip damage and generally really high damaging combos and stuff. Black Adam is much the same. He is also a very top tier character, and I'm glad to see him getting toned down a little bit. I think the really weird thing is that Blue Beetle is getting basically no changes, and he's a pretty terrible character, and he could really use some buffs. That's all I'm saying.
Very sad. Blue Beetle, I didn't really know who he was, but he's Hispanic, and I'm Hispanic too, so fuck yeah, Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle does have some of the best, intro dialogue in that game. It actually made me really like him, along with a lot of other characters.
Let me ask you this real quick. What do you think about the buffs for your boy Bane that he's getting?
I'm always happy to see Bane get buffs, since he is a grappler in a game that is very heavily zoning based, so any help he can get is very much appreciated. It's kind of a struggle to play Bane sometimes, even though I do love RKOing people and just power bombing them into the ground. It's fun stuff.
I didn't know there was RKO in that. That's hype.
If you meter burn his Bane bomb move, it turns into an RKO. It's
great.
Great.
He does the RKO. I think
cool.
I should play the game. I should play the game again just because Bane's getting buffed. He's probably the only character that I would go back to play, because while I was playing Scarecrow, I feel like he wasn't worth playing. He didn't feel like he did any much damage even in meters. I felt like they could have buffed him.
Actually, fun trivia for Reapers. I hate zoners more than grapplers. So yeah, Bane, powerbomb them, please. Fuck zoners. They're the worst things ever.
Man, you're gonna hate them in Dragon Ball, the game.
Nah, I played too many Dragon Ball games. I could deal with them there.
All right. Anyways, anybody else got anything to say about Starfire?
No, she's pretty cool.
Cool.
Sub-Zero.
Yeah, Sub-Zero. Another Mortal Kombat character did not deserve to be in there, but whatever.
Let's be honest. Everyone predicted.
Yeah, we need a Scorpion instead.
No.
Oh, no more.
Yeah.
No more Scorpion and Injustice.
No more
man. He was
Ed Boon jerking off the Scorpion, please.
He was hard as shit to play against in fucking.
I'll do it.
I mean,
Injustice
Ed Boon
1.
is Scorpion after all.
Right.
Have you heard him do that voice?
He didn't like Scorpion at Injustice.
It's like 1-to-1. It's pretty crazy. He was just really it was hard to fight someone that had a near instant teleport punch in Injustice 1, since you had directional blocking as opposed to a block button.
All right. Real quick, we're gonna go to the Bizarro skin. If you don't know who Bizarro is basically, I haven't seen the sun in days and years. Superman, retarded looking Superman, Downey Kid Superman. Just a lot of names that you can call him. I think that's pretty cool. I thought they were going to make him a separate character, which would have been stupid, because I don't want another Superman filling up a slot. But that's just me. What do you guys think about Bizarro Superman's costume?
I don't care.
I'm always happy to see more Premier skins in Injustice. I think that's one of my probably favorite parts about that game, is that characters who most likely wouldn't have made it on their own, if you like Jon Stewart as a Green Lantern, he's not going to be in it over Hal Jordan, but he is available as a Premier skin, so it's nice to see more of them.
And Power Girl.
Power Girl, and Jay Garrick Flash, and Reverse Flash, and all those other crazy Premier skin folk.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry to interrupt, but of course they're going to have more DLC coming. NetherRealm doesn't disappoint us with that.
Does any company?
Yeah.
There's two companies I know that love doing that. Ugh. Actually, no, I blame Warner Brothers for that, probably.
Man,
As long as the characters are decent, I don't mind.
I'm not going to touch that. Anybody else have anything to say about Bizarro or anything about Injustice before we move on?
Can you move on now?
Buff Deadshot.
Oh, Andre, to me, Scorpion and Deathstroke is what killed the game of the first game.
I don't like these characters that don't belong in the DC fighting games. I know it's cool to have these Scorpion and Spawn, but it's kind of like, man, just give us more DC characters, more of them, put them in there.
Make a horror fighting game. That I would like to see that. You know, I know we have, what is it?
Terrordrome.
Terrordrome, yes, but I want to see it like
AAA budget Terrordrome.
Yes.
I'd be down for that too, admittedly, but I'm not sure like what the right situation for that would be. I imagine it's a nightmare.
You mean you don't like Mortal Halloween X?
Ugh.
Oh man.
I know guest characters sell, but man, they really should have stopped after Predator.
They have so many though. Holy
Jason
crap.
X was the only good guest character from the DLCs. I'm like, oh well.
Dude, I would have loved to have seen Jason X, man. Cyborg Jason needs more respect.
Jesus. All right, moving on to the next one. I call this segment "Don't Gang Up on Me," because I'm gonna be the only one that has something positive to say about these, because everybody else has very negative things to say, as they should. I'm not gonna say that the following games do not have issues. I completely agree with the said issues that we're about to start yelling at each other about. But we're gonna be talking about Nintendo and Smash. No, we're not gonna talk about Smash. We're gonna be talking about the
Suck it, TSM Zero.
I was about to say that's a fighting game.
Oh, actually, real quick, did you guys know that there was this fighting game Smash player that was super salty that Bayo won Evo, and there was this fucking, it was on all over Twitter. People were saying Bayo is broken, Bayo is broken. It was like, you know,
They ain't
Smash
wrong.
paper.
She was nerfed. She was nerfed, for crying out loud. They had a patch thing dedicated to nerfing her, and yet she's still broken. That's a bunch of BS.
Yeah. They find ways. Yeah, that she is still broken. If you saw what happened during that tournament, she's still broken.
I mean, if
Which
she's
is
nerfed
unbelievable.
and people know she's nerfed, that means she just got outplayed. That's it.
A party game where a character like Bayonetta is still broken? Fuck.
It sounds like the nigga needs to practice. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I agree with James, though. He needs to practice. I mean, she's nerfed, though. I mean, if she was like the OG Bayo, then yeah, you know, I can see where he's coming from, but no.
It's not like she's Anarchy Reigns Bayonetta.
Wasn't he also the dude that deleted his Twitter, but then he got
Was that him?
So we are talking about
I'm not
TSM
sure.
Zero here.
I'm not
'Cause-
sure who said that, but I know there was somebody on Twitter that was crying about Bayo being broken, and people were making memes about it.
I mean, if Bayonetta's so damn strong, why doesn't he just play her himself? Like, that's the thing about really strong characters. Is if you're like a competitive player, play that character if they're so strong. Don't just like, you know, stamp your feet about it when it kicks your ass, or just learn to counter it.
I
Probably
understand
like
at the same
LTG.
time, though. Some people don't like tier whoring, I guess you could call it. Some people just don't want to play top tier characters. They find them boring, or they just want to do something else. So I understand that much, at least.
I'm a low to mid tier hero myself when it comes to picking most fighting game characters, or I just have really bad luck in picking them. But I understand when people, they want to win, so they're gonna pick like what's strongest in any given situation.
Oh, yeah.
So you know you're gonna get like 100 Doctor
Wait, you
Dooms
like
in
low
Marvel vs.
tier?
Capcom 3.
So you like low
I'm
tier?
Get out.
cut him off, kick him out of the call.
Jesus, dude. But fuck, dude. I remember there was a tweet that Smug made where he's like, I'm here in the waiting room next to Smash players, and they have not stopped complaining since I've sat here.
Sounds like Smash players.
Yeah.
Oh, and Bayonetta's a Disney princess now.
Hooray! We did it.
I thought it was pretty funny that they censored a bunch of the Capcom characters, but they had fucking sexy Bayonetta winning Evo, showing her ass.
Yeah, and like she wasn't censored.
Here's the issue. You can't really censor her because it's part of her moves to do that. So it doesn't matter what costume you get her, she's still gonna end up like that. So she's immune to CNN's bullshit and ESPN.
Damn.
Disney
just put a
XD.
big-
The only way you could not have her do that stuff is to ban the character. That's it.
They just put a big sensor on her body.
That's
I
too much
swear.
work.
You know what's more cancer than the Smash community? The games online. Oh,
Yeah, I feel like if you are a fighting game player, if you're listening to this and you play fighting games and you play them on Wi-Fi, you need to throw that shit away because you are doing it incorrectly. You're making life miserable people that play you because your connection is shit.
Yeah.
And your shit, and you stop.
I agree and disagree because I play on Wi-Fi and I have an issue playing me. If you don't know that your internet isn't good, then don't even attempt Wi-Fi. No Walmart shit. That's how I feel about it. If you know your internet's already garbage, then yeah, don't try Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I remember one time Maximilian said he was playing, he was streaming a fighting game, and he said he was using Wi-Fi. I'm like, oh, I think it was KOF. I'm like, using Wi-Fi with KOF? Oh, look at that.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to my good friend Drillbit. When I fought that guy on anything, he plays Wi-Fi, and that shit is terrible. It is garbage. It is trash.
Shout out to Martin.
Dude.
I blame Martin less because he's across the world, so I kind of understand that more than I don't know what Drill's thing is. I haven't played him, so I can't say anything.
Unbearable. That moment when you're fighting somebody online and it's like a slideshow, it's the worst. It's the fucking worst. Don't do that.
I have a video for you then after this. From our friend Cosm. He had one hell of a lagging match in Tekken with somebody.
I'm pretty much stalling right now, but I think we all eventually we're going to level. So Capcom. We're going to talk about Capcom today. And the first game we're going to talk about is everybody's favorite Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, where they showed off Gamora's gameplay. So showed off Jeddah. What do you guys think about this?
So, to take out their gun first.
He looks cool. There was eventually something going to throw him off. And, you know.
There's no blood.
Yep.
Yeah, if you played Darkstalkers, the past games, you know there's a lot of blood and a lot of sex stuff, so not having blood is a giant problem because it's like what most of his gimmick is based around, so turning into some purple goo shit is really stupid and it's not faithful to the character.
I think when it comes to Jeddah, I do think Jeddah looks good at a baseline, but I think he looks good because he has the benefit of like being a character developed for that game as opposed to basically like having the model ripped from 3 and then imported into this one. But I don't see the point of having him in this game if you can't do like the blood stuff, you know, you can't do like Saint Passer and all that bullshit. It's just why even bother, you know, if you can't show a character to it's like 100% potential.
Because that leans into the sexy stuff and we can't have that. No fetish. Nope. Capcom will kill you for that.
I wish Dimitri was in that game. Oh my god.
I wish John Talbane was in the game.
Come on, baby.
I wish Morgan was less ugly. Thanks for ruining my waifu from Capcom. Fuck.
Oh yeah, didn't they
Jesus Christ.
nerf her tits?
They nerfed her everything. Her face, her tits, her soul fists, nothing.
I don't mind all that. You know, don't gang up on me. I don't mind the whole tits thing. I don't care about that as long as it plays good.
The only reason in this case it irks me in particular is because she's a succubus, so her looking hot is kind of the point. Think Capcom forgot the point? I don't know. I think they forgot to do some research.
Just a quick little question in here from me to you guys. For the people that in here that saw the reveal when Filipino Champ and Combo Fiend, they got on stage and they showed off the characters. And when they showed off Jeddah, Filipino Champ looked super. I didn't know what was going on. You know, I can't believe this is happening. I need you guys' honest opinions on this. Do you guys think that Filipino Champ knew this whole time and he was basically just pretending like he was surprised?
You mean he's rehearsing? Oh yeah, absolutely. The man says he can speak to Ono on a regular basis. Yeah, he's probably full of it.
I don't even like him, so I don't care.
Yeah, I was gonna say that he's a jerk ass, so that doesn't make me believe him anymore. So yeah, shots fired.
I feel like the whole of that like little exhibition felt kind of like a little staged, to be honest. It's probably going into like tinfoil hat territory, but like whenever Yipes brought something out, he's like, does he have the air dash? And it would happen at literally the exact same time as him bringing it up. And I was just like, this seems a little staged, but I mean, they probably, I mean, didn't everybody know at this point that Jeddah was in the game? It's not like Rice's leaks were wrong or anything. We pretty much know everything already.
We knew, we just didn't know when.
True.
So.
Very true.
Now waiting for on this DLC then.
Oh, just wait. Data miners, do your thing. Expose the facts.
Now, the next couple of characters that we saw for MBCI is Hagar, a very good character in my heart, and I feel Hades' heart too.
Same here. Yeah.
Hagar, yep.
Respect
Hagar,
the fight.
Mr. Frank, Nemesis, not Jack. I wish it was Jack, but it's not Jack. It's not his car. There is no car. Super.
Man, Jack is the best villain we had in a while. He's the funniest thing ever.
Oh man, that would have been cool. And we got Spider-Man, we got Mr. Spider-Man, Mr. Tom Holland in the game. Not Tom Holland. He's actually voiced by the voice actor that did Prompto in FF15. He's also doing the voice for Spider-Man in the animated show in, I think, Disney or one of them cartoon shows.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the new Disney cartoon of Spider-Man.
Yeah, the voice actor that voiced Prompto, he's the one voicing it in the show and in MBCI.
Oh, so Drake Bell's no longer doing Spider-Man from Disney? Okay.
Was he in Spider-Man?
I don't think so. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Spider-Man.
But I don't know if he's
Previous.
still
Yeah,
doing
I think he did other stuff as well.
That's cool.
Okay.
I'm sad it's not Josh Keaton, admittedly, because I really did like his version of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Now I just pictured Spider-Man with like 100+ extra pounds on him.
What did you guys think about these characters? I know these characters were you already seen them. They were from the old game. People were like, I don't want these characters that were already in the game in my new game. What do you guys think about that? And what do you guys think about the characters themselves?
They at least didn't fuck up Spider-Man.
That's because he doesn't have a face.
Good point, yeah.
Oh, hold on. I remembered something that people were saying. How come they didn't screw up Jeddah's face? Because he's not human. I remember people were wondering why that was the case. It's only because he's not human. If he was a more humanoid, then yeah, they would probably have screwed it up.
The best looking in the characters in this game, I'll still say it, are Jeddah and Nemesis, two, like, ugly monster people, basically.
That's sad.
Ironically or figuratively?
I thought Spider-Man was good looking.
Yeah, Spider-Man's the same thing because they don't have to do a face. Like, I guess it all goes back to that. But I am happy to see Hagar back because Hagar was my boy, and throughout all of Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, he was always my point character.
Respect Pike.
I'll give him that. Like, a lot of his lines are pretty funny this time out, so I'm happy with that too. And Frank, I'm happy to see Frank back, and I'm happy to see they came to their fucking senses and got TJ Rotolo back, and it's classic Frank. I thought we were gonna get Dead Rising 4 Frank. I was really concerned. I was like, oh no, please no. I don't like that his, like, level 3 has the selfie thing. I cannot escape this goddamn selfie mechanic from Dead Rising. It's just, why is this here? That super also looks really bad, by the way. Like, the zombies really should pile on the target.
Right.
I think Nemesis is a very, very strange pick to bring back out of all the people you could have brought back from Marvel 3. It's like, I think Nemesis is a really cool character, but why?
Where's Jill at?
Where is
Jill?
Jill?
You have Chris, but no Jill. And Jill, Nemesis is Jill's villain, not Chris.
It'd be like Resident Evil 5 Jill, which I don't particularly care for. I really want like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Jill back, but like I think most of those moves went to Frank, so it's not going to happen anytime soon, unfortunately. And Spider-Man is Spider-Man. Happy to see him around, obviously.
What do you guys think about the new attacks that they have? I know Spider-Man has that new level 3 that plays homage to the Spider-Man 1 dodging the pumpkin bombs, which were supposed to be the pumpkin little spiky things. And Frank West's tripod, that tripod attack looks pretty good. And also Hagar's barrels. What do you guys think about that?
What's the point of the barrels exactly? Is it just a projectile? I've heard people can parry with them. I don't know what that's all about, though.
I heard it's like You can throw them, and you could also basically use it as armor. You eat a hit.
That's interesting then. I think Frank is going to be like a legit really big threat in this game, since he has the tripod, and since you can just like actively switch between characters whenever you want, like you don't have to shell a team around Frank anymore. Like you don't need to have like Dante or Skrull on your team to get him to like level 4 and level 5. Like anybody could do it now, I'm pretty sure.
Absolutely. One question before we switch games from Capcom. This is a very big question. I know a lot of you guys probably don't have much to say on this question, but gentlemen, if you were invited to Capcom and they said, hey, your opinions matter to us, whatever you say, I'll write this down and I will make it happen. All right, let's say you're sitting down in their office and they're like, okay, Kaneki, James, Brandon, Hades, how do we save this game? What can we do to save this game? What would you say? Be honest.
For MVCI?
Yeah, but be honest.
Delay?
For me?
Go on. I would say delay the shit out of it.
Yeah, same here. Just delay the game and take your time with it. Don't need to rush it just because of the fighting game scene. Take your time with it like you did with Marvel 3. Leave the issues out. And for love of God, get rid of the DLC characters, pin the game, and come up with new stuff after the game is finished.
How the fuck do you have Mega Man and Zero in this game,
yeah.
but their villain character is DLC? How you put Sigma on a paywall? I can't.
He's the main villain.
So a couple of the heroes don't even have their villain counterparts, which is half the point in Marvel vs. Capcom.
Some people
James, he knows the kicker though. Main villain. Him and Ultron fused together. He's the main villain of the game, along with Ultron, obviously.
That's stupid.
So why is he DLC?
Man,
it's a good point.
I would have made them delay the game by at least a year.
2 years.
Sorry, I'm back. What's going on? I had to run off really quick.
I asked everybody what if you were sitting at the Capcom office and they said, "Hey, man, how do we save this game?" What would you say to them?
I think I agree with the general sentiment now that it should be delayed a bit. Just like delay it, like unfuck all the faces that are super fucked up, and like apologize for like the really dumb statements of like characters are just functions and nobody remembers some of the X-Men. Just like I don't know how
they said all of the X-Men in general. So nobody remembers Wolverine? Are you crazy?
I was gonna say I understand their statement at a base with that, because like some people might not remember some of the X-Men, but with this game's case, we're not talking about like Spiral, Marrow, and like Pixie. We're talking about Wolverine and Magneto and Phoenix and Storm and all those iconic ass characters.
Yeah, Wolverine's like the leader of the Marvel side.
Basically, yeah. And
he's also in all of the Marvel vs. Capcom games, if I'm not mistaken.
I remember a certain person, who's defending that statement, by the way.
Who would defend that?
Leafy?
Now, I would say is like, as far as not remembering them, if he means like whoever said that means like Marvel is killing off all the X-Men, just constantly pushing the Avengers characters down everybody's throats, I can see that statement. But given the situation with Fox and Disney/Marvel, we won't see any X-Men or Fantastic Four characters anytime soon, especially since Marvel is removing any reference of Fantastic Four now from any video game they can remove them from.
Absolutely.
That's kind of a giant wrench in the success of the game, because especially with Wolverine, people love the show. Wolverine's in all Marvel vs. Capcom games. Magneto's in two of them, I think. He's in the second and the third. I don't know about the first.
He's in Marvel Superheroes.
Okay, yeah, okay. I thought this was one or the other. But yeah, they're missing all these characters. I know there's not much Capcom can really do about it in this case, but still, it's gonna severely impact the game's popularity in the long run.
That's just Marvel's fault in general. People should attack them, not Capcom. They can't do nothing about it. They just make the game.
No, yeah,
The
I
licensing
get
characters
Capcom
is all
that.
Marvel.
Yeah, they don't own Wolverine.
But yes.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say, fuck, I forgot.
Why isn't Black Widow in this game? That's my question.
Because that's a good
God.
idea.
I just think it's weird because like there's only 4 women in this game, which seems really really sparse when it comes to women. And it's like, why not bring in Black Widow too, since she's an Avenger in the films, and I think the game is drawing a lot of inspiration from the MCU, as much as they say it isn't.
Clearly.
I had
Bane in there.
a theory about that maybe it's because of the stupid Evo crap, because they have to keep doing the censorship, so maybe they think less women in the game makes it easier or something. That's just a theory, but I mean, if that's the case, you're stupid for that, first of all. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm gonna speculate something, and I'm probably super wrong, but I could also be super right, and it kind of sucks that if I am right, because I know you guys won't agree with it. The game is called Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which means it goes on forever. Whatever character that you wish was in that game that you have in your head, I'm thinking eventually it will come out as a DLC. I feel like this is going to be a very long-lasting Marvel game where eventually your character will come out, but you're probably going to have to pay for it, which sucks. It sucks very much.
That player base is going to drop.
I've had the same thoughts about MVCI since like it's basically the same thing as Street Fighter V is doing. I feel like this game is just like one giant DLC like production platform, especially since you have like so many people to draw from. But it sucks because they didn't really. It doesn't seem like they took any risks with this roster. They just did a lot of like boring shit, and like I feel like all the cool like characters that I would want are gonna become as DLC, and I'm gonna have to pay like $30 for a season pass if I really want it. It's just
But I think that's all I have to say about Marvel vs. Capcom. Anybody else in here have anything to say?
Dante's the best character in the game because he's a lot of fun. That or Captain Marvel. No, I like her. That's about it.
At least you got like long-haired, good-looking Captain Marvel, not like
man-faced,
short hair one.
Short hair is best hair.
There'd only be 3 women in the game if that was true.
No, shut up.
Just put in Virgil so he can make everyone else irrelevant again.
No,
That shit was so bad.
Nah, shut up. Put Nero in there finally.
I actually wouldn't have minded them putting Nero in. I thought he would have been a better replacement for Spencer because I honestly don't fucking care about Bionic Commando at all.
Spencer, I hate
Spencer.
He's pretty fun.
You might not remember the X-Men, but you'll remember this Bionic Commando reboot no one gives a shit about.
They're probably going to give
Oh yeah, I forgot they used that design too.
They're
The
probably going to
dreadlock design.
They're going to give Nova a fucking Magneto skin, watch.
I played Spencer, and I don't even care that he's in this game.
I think Nero will be a good
I think it's
replacement.
pretty fun, honestly.
In my opinion. Could do the similar things, but still have his own take on it.
Let's going to switch games. We're almost done with this podcast. Next game is Street Fighter V, and all I have to say is Abigail. Man, Abigail, they fucked up his trailer. They fucked it up super hard. They gave him his they popped his V skill or his V trigger, and he got super buff. He got way buffer than he actually is. So he looked pretty grotesque in the trailer. I'm not sure why they looked at it and they said, "Oh, it's fine, let it go." That was very stupid of them. The character itself, I quite enjoy playing as Abigail. He's pretty fun. A very surprising, believe it or not. You know, me being who I am, you guys know I love playing Street Fighter V, even though it has issues. I am very, very shocked that Abigail is, believe it or not, the very first Season 2 character that people love day one. Usually what happens is the character comes out, people complain, they say he's garbage, it doesn't, it sucks. With Ed, Ed, like, oh no, he sucks, he gets crush counted real easily, and then now they like him now. But Abigail, they liked him right out of the box, and that's pretty cool. What do you guys think about Abigail, to be honest?
I need to know how that trailer goes out fucked up and no one says anything until like way after the fact, because that's a level of incompetence that I can only come to expect from Capcom these days. That's ridiculous.
I haven't seen it personally, so you gotta explain to me what happened.
What was that?
I haven't seen it personally, so you gotta explain to me what happened.
Basically, when Abigail pops his V trigger, he kind of gets bulkier. He gets like his muscles expand.
He blows up his anchor arms.
Yeah,
Oh.
Now he was.
So he pulls a Bane?
Yeah,
No. This is the trailer in a nutshell.
He was like, I was a wimp once, but now I'm a jerk, and everybody loves me.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you making so much noise?
So basically, when they showed his trailer, it was the buffed up V trigger version of him, but he's not usually that buff. He's like a regular looking dude, not really roided up. Not quite sure why they decided to look at that and say, oh, this is the roided up version of Abigail. This looks like it should be, so put it out there. But it's not. Also, fun fact, believe it or not, the voice actor that voices Abigail voiced Joker in Persona 5. That's right.
Yep.
Main protagonist, his voice is Abigail's voice.
What a weird switch, huh?
Very
Ooh,
weird.
looking
You know,
cool,
ironic, though.
Abby.
You know what's funny though? Akuma's voice is by Raiden in Mortal Kombat 9X.
That's cool.
Huh.
Oh yeah, now we have freaking another protagonist or main character voicing another character, a Street Fighter.
I'll get that man, Xander, on this podcast.
So,
that guy name.
So how was that Infinite EX Abigail has day one?
Abigail has an infinite flip, I stomp the floor type thing. If he can repeatedly do this until, your character is done, stunned, or until you just get tired of pressing the button. There is a way out of this. It was shown off in this. The stream was called Winner Stays On. They showed his moves off, and basically what you do if you're stuck in this loop is you do the quick rise, which is when you get hit, get knocked down. If you hit down on the controller, as soon as you land, you get up right, real fast and you can block. So that's one way to avoid it. But if you do not quick rise, you're going to be stuck getting your ass beat, hounded by this very muscular man until you are eventually defeated.
Send him to the hospital, full of bones, nothing else.
So Abigail is truck, monster truck. Another piece of news that some of you guys know and maybe some of you guys don't know is that Abigail right now has a very weird hitbox that I personally tested after James and Brandon brought it up to me. Basically, if you're playing Urian, you know how he shoots in the diagonally upwards.
His anti-air fireballs?
Yeah, so if you are standing right next to him and you do that fireball, it goes right past his body. It goes right through it. I tried the EX.
Oh, yeah.
Both his regular and his EX, by the way.
I did the EX. I went to the other side just in case. I flipped sides. I did every possible test imaginable. I try to combo into it. It always goes past him. That's pretty nuts. I'm not sure if anybody else saw that. I haven't seen that until James brought it up to me.
Yeah, so translation, for the moment, Urian has been cucked by Abigail.
Also,
And affiliate Dawson as well.
Yeah, Dawson, I also tried him out. Just
Really?
a quick note. If you play Dawson, I fucking hate you. Don't fight me. I fucking hate that.
Is it because he's like a semi-zoner?
He's annoying as fuck. He has like his stretchy arms. He can tele behind you and hit you when you're trying to hit.
He has fireballs.
It sucks.
No, his carpet fire is annoying.
Alright, so now you know how to 3-0 shutout Reapers as Alex. Just bring in Dalton.
For real, like if you want to know my weakness, it's fucking teleporting yoga fire. But yeah, if you play as Dalsum and you don't have to be close, you have to be like mid screen with him, and you do crouching medium punch, which is his diagonal punch where he stretches his arm out. His arm goes right into his body and right out of his body. Doesn't hurt him. So that move is useless towards Abigail. I'm pretty sure that will be patched out. quite bizarre, but not really surprising that something like this would happen, knowing Capcom and Street Fighter V's track record with hitboxes.
Oh yeah.
This is also for the record. That's beyond Street Fighter V. That's has been happening since the old days of Street Fighter 2. They've had the wonky hitbox issue, and they've never tried to really fix it over the years. It's always something weird in their game.
Didn't Third Strike have like little to no hitbox?
Third Strike is a good example where they generally fix the hitboxes, but then of course, like Street Fighter 4 definitely had hitbox problems.
Yeah,
absolutely. What do you guys think about Abigail? You guys saw a great deal of him doing his shit. What do you guys think of the character's looks and his attacks?
Is he taller than Hugo? Is my question.
Yes, he
according
is.
to stats.
Fuck. He makes Ryu look like a midget.
Yeah.
Kind of dumb design-wise, like he's way too bulky. He should be at least around Hugo size. And I would have been fine with.
I like him.
I'm not a fan necessarily because he's not my type of character to play with. So.
I kind of feel like if they made him like less bulky, he'd just be like a regular buff guy.
I feel like he should be a little
at least
shorter.
Yeah. Hayes, what do you think about Abigail? Abigail.
I'm not really a fan, to be honest. Like, he's so bizarrely proportioned, and I feel like we already have like the giant muscle man covered with Zangief. Though I will admit his story costume and his battle costume do fix pretty much everything that's wrong with his base model, and that's pretty much it. I'm not a fan, even though like I said earlier, I like weird characters in my fighting games.
Speaking of Zangief, if they could do anything else, bringing costumes and, Abigail, trying to fix the game at least, can we bring back the green hand for Zangief?
Super Street Fighter 5.
You mean a good idea? No, Capcom does not have those.
One thing I wanted to mention is Abigail's colors. Did you know that if you change his colors, it's the colors of the different types of arrays, of the different types of the Hugo families? We got the Hugo Jr., Hugo, Hugo's dad, Hugo's uncle, and Hugo's grandpa colors from the final fight, and I thought that was pretty cool.
That's a good throwback, yeah.
That's cool.
I know. What if they add in what's his face, Hagar into Street Fighter 5? How do you guys feel about that?
Ooh.
I
want the pipe.
I don't want him. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want that guy because people are gonna get pissed that they're gonna do another season of guest characters and everybody just complains.
He's not a guest character. He's from Final Fight, and Final Fight is canon to Street Fighter.
I know, but they're gonna be like, I want Sagat or I want Adon. Wait, no, that's just me.
You and gamer.
I want 12.
No.
Nobody wants 12.
That's like saying you want Necro. Get out.
People want Q. That's who people want.
Dude, they never delivered. Pew! What happened?
Necro's confirmed to be in there. He's already in the game, so it's really
easy.
Same thing with Alex.
Q is so hyped from Third Strike. Out of all the characters, Q was like the hypest.
I'm surprised they didn't put John in considering the story.
Yeah, what happened to that?
Super Street Fighter 5.
Maybe, yeah. But like,
then again, though.
They're probably Super Street Fighter 5.
Yeah.
Super duper hyper edition.
Got a couple more questions before we move to the next game. Actually, no, this is the only game we have left.
Yeah.
But, what is my? I fucking forgot now. It's another topic I wanted to bring out. Shin Alex finally appears. We finally got the nostalgia costumes. After a long time, we finally got our Third Strike Alex, our Third Strike Ibuki, and our Street Fighter 4 Shuri with a little different. These characters look great. I love these costumes. I've been playing Alex nonstop. I'm almost at Super Silver right now because I've been playing them so much with that costume. This is the only costumes I need in my life, so they can now continue to give Ibuki and Chun-Li their, because I don't care about anybody else. that's cool. And speaking of costumes, Laura, Rashid, and Ibuki got their sports costume. Laura had her Brazil, very sexy, but doesn't really show much.
Of course it is.
Rashid looks fucking cool with his soccer gear. Shout out to USA team that won the what is it? The cup. They beat everybody in the tournament. USA #1.
And too bad it wasn't evil.
Now the main attraction is Ibuki looking super sexy, super good looking in her swimwear, very sensitive, ready censored as very good looking. I'm sure you guys don't give a fuck. I'm the only one talking right now because I know I'm the only one that cares.
I don't know what they were talking about, actually.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
I just don't want to like step on you because you're still talking. I don't want to like interrupt you or anything like that.
I know. I was kind of like, I don't think these niggas care. So, what do you guys think? I'll look for a picture for Brendan.
Ibuki's is a volleyball uniform, if I'm not mistaken, and it does look really nice, though. I'm also weak to midriff, so it's like, yeah, it's preying on my thirst, as they say. I'm happy that Rashid finally got a costume, because there are some characters in this game that they have not gotten any costumes since the beginning. Like, Birdie hasn't, I know Dalsum hasn't, I think Bison hasn't gotten a new costume ever, and, I would like to... What'd you say?
Sorry, we need buff Birdie.
I would love to have Alpha Birdie back. I might actually play Street Fighter V again if that was the case, but just
skinny Birdie.
Yeah, just
the real Birdie.
Give Birdie anything. God, I'm glad. Like I said, glad Rashid finally got one. But let's everybody else. There
you go, Brandon's in the chat. I have to look for the.
Laura finally has an ESPN appropriate costume.
Absolutely. Okay.
Oh, watch how I get censored anyway.
Fucking hate that they have to censor that shit. It's so bad. So dumb.
Disney
XD's in that bitch.
No.
I'm gonna have these pictures up in the chat. Well, not in the chat. In the video, I'm gonna edit it in so people can see it. But I think they look fantastic. I don't agree with Capcom doing this thing where they give out 3 costumes to 3 characters. They should just do what they did before and give if you're going to make a sports theme, give it to everybody. If you're going to make a nostalgia theme, give it to everybody. Stop giving us, we're going to give our select few, the people that we think are cool, people love, like Ryu. We're going to give them costumes, again and again and again. Even though Ryu's trash now and Chun-Li's not as good as she used to be. Also, Arica. But...
Arica.
Oh, yeah, those school costumes were kind of lame, to be honest.
I feel like there's some characters that never got in costume ever.
Birdie is one of them.
Yeah. Well, Akuma has one. Oh wait, it's on a paywall.
Oh, you gotta pay for it.
Man, that shit is a scam to me.
That one, his OG?
Yeah, that one actually legitimately pisses me off because I feel like they made Akuma look stupid on purpose, so people will be more inclined to buy the nostalgia costume. I don't know how you feel about that, Brandon, but to me, that reeks of some business tactics, and I don't like it.
I feel insulted, man, because I like the nostalgia costume and the little premium DLC costume more.
Absolutely. I actually spent a lot of time playing the trials mode, doing people's trials and doing story mode, save up fighter points to get that Alex costume. I woke up very happy after work to get that costume. I was like, I got enough fight money. I got enough to buy a fucking stage. I should have enough for a costume. And lo and behold, I have to pay $3.99 to get that costume. So
is this going to lead into our quality question, or
was that their plan the whole time? Paying them to get good costumes. Fuck.
Absolutely. Let's get to the quality question. We're gonna wrap it up with that. So we're gonna have to make time because I gotta go somewhere soon. So,
maybe social and stuff. Yeah.
I gotta try to be social. I can't just be living in the rest of my house as full day. The question is, what do you guys think about the quality of the Capcom games? When do you guys think it started dipping? And do you guys want them to do better? Obviously, you guys do. But what do you guys think, change-wise, they need to do to go back to how they used to be? Go ahead.
Who wants to take it first?
I think I can go first if you like, obviously, but
Go for it.
I'm not sure about dates precisely when their games started to go downhill, but I feel like it really did begin around like Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I feel like that was like the herald for the like their.
No, sorry.
Is there something beforehand? Because I can point out a lot of examples. I just don't know the precise
What year did
timeline.
that come out again?
I have no idea when.
2012.
Really? I'm not sure because a lot of Capcom games have come out and it's March 6, 2012. I feel like that was the herald for it, at least for their fighting games division, because like that was a blunder, and then like SF5.
So you can say anything beyond fighting games if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna rail into it because like obviously DMC bombed really hard, and if you want,
Damn it, you stole it.
Listen, I can't really talk too much about DMC, but like if Dead Rising 4 was more of like the slight to me because of just how neutered and then butchered that game was compared to, like, I don't think Dead Rising 3 is a perfect game, but I mean, it's fun but flawed. And then you compare it to like Dead Rising 1, which makes it look like an absolute joke in comparison. And I mean, I want them to make good games. It's like if every game that came out was awesome, I'd be happy, but like I can't like back Capcom anymore because they keep putting out all these games that I feel like are being simplified in the hopes that a more casual audience will enjoy them, but in doing that, you alienate your core audience at the same time. I mean, that's just me, though.
Who else wants to go? I'm going to save mine maybe for last.
No, you go right ahead.
All right. I feel like they started declining maybe whenever they started doing the shit with Street Fighter 4, where they started putting out all the versions. It's just extremely controversial. And yeah, I'm glad that at least they're not doing that again with Street Fighter 5, but I feel like that's when shit started going downhill. And obviously I could make a fucking essay about why DMC is a piece of trash. The PR was terrible. They didn't listen to anybody. Nobody asked for it. I could go on, so I'm not going to dwell on that particular subject too much. What else did they do? Yeah, Cross Tekken was not good. The On This DLC got exposed, I think.
In defense of Cross Tekken, it was actually a good game. I personally enjoyed it more than Street Fighter 4. But the problem was the DLC. Like the business practice was terrible.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Not the game itself, but the on-disc stuff is what kind of killed the game for a lot of people, in my opinion.
It did. That's what it killed the game.
That and it being just like a jab fighter, You want to call Street Fighter 5 Jab Fighter 5, watch some early matches of Street Fighter Cross Tekken. That's just like jab, and that's it.
I heard the launch was terrible with that game. I think I got it like after launch.
I feel like... Go on.
Oh, well, I was saying, like, I got the game, and I played the original version of it before I updated the game finally, and it's like night and day, because beforehand, you couldn't finish any match because how little damage you could do. So when 2013 version kicked in, like, it made the game so much better. You can actually kill somebody.
I think that's the general consensus with Street Fighter Cross Tekken, is that it was a decent game after, like, the 2013 patch, but by then it was already way too late for it.
What else did they do? I feel like Capcom's main issue with their quality control is they are way too involved with Evo, like, too much. Because it's starting to affect the way they make their games. Which is to say, catering to only the pros and not catering to their general audience, which, at the end of the day, the general audience matters more. They give you more of their money. They give more feedback, so it's only fair, in my opinion. I'm not saying disregard the pros entirely, but they should not have the overwhelming say compared to everybody else.
I think that's... Sorry, you go on. Or maybe not. I was gonna say, like, I feel like with Street Fighter 5, it was more like a call for, like, esports, since everybody wants a bit of that, like, League of Legends money, I guess would be the way. So they made a game around that. They tried to, like, simplify it as much as possible. They took out a bunch of, like, more heavy execution. And then
that's why I don't like. Yeah, that's why I don't like Infinite either, because they did that as well. But you can finish your point.
And I think that's the weird thing about Street Fighter V is, like, I think they made a game that was clearly catered towards casuals, but after a while they realized, like, the hardcore audience was what was going to make their money, like the professionals and stuff, so they started pushing, like, that scene as much as possible, and in the end, like, really, it didn't satisfy any people, me being one of those people, but, I mean, you know how it went.
The three games that they need to chill out on that I know they probably won't. I don't know if when they'll make another Street Fighter. I have no idea, so I'm not going to say anything about that particular. Resident Evil, they need to chill the hell out, absolutely, with RE. I'm so sick of that goddamn franchise now. It's absurd. And they keep trying, and now they did RE7, which is controversial to people, so I'm not going to get into that too much. If you want that, you should probably look on Dom's channel for his 1 or 2 video thoughts on it. But I'll admit, first off, I am interested in Monster Hunter World because I have only to play one game, which I think was on the PSP. I think it's Freedom Fighters or something like that. So it's not itself that I have a problem with. I have a problem with Capcom putting way too much effort and focus on very select few franchises while putting their other shit on the back burner.
I mean,
I think they need to give equal effort to all their top games, in my opinion.
I mean, I think what it boils down in that regard is, like, Monster Hunter and Resident Evil are their biggest money makers. Like, even Resident Evil 6 sold a ton of copies, even though it was a piece of shit. But, like, I think when it comes to, like, more business side of things, Capcom looks at, like, the bottom line for games. Like, DMC sold like shit, so they probably just said, oh, Devil May Cry as a whole franchise is just shit, no one wants this anymore. And if Dead Rising 4 did as miserable as I think, Dead Rising will also get shelved too. So it just comes down to what's their biggest moneymaker, which is Monster Hunter and Resident Evil.
In DMC case, it's very weird because, I don't know, I'm assuming you already know that they did DMC 4 Special Edition.
Yeah.
Which actually turned out to be a pretty big success, especially all the advertising. I was surprised because the game is like almost 10 years old now. And it was so good that they even cited that it pulled them out of financial debt along with a few other games. So I'm like, so what you're saying is people still want this. Gee, it's like people have been asking for a new sequel to that for like 10 years. I don't understand them. And there's also a rumor going around that apparently the shareholders are A-okay with it because the fans want it, but Capcom themselves are backed up with so many new games they're trying to make that their other stuff is on the sidelines. I don't know if that's true, but that would not surprise me.
No idea.
It's just dumb that they focus on 3 things. That's why I grill them so much. But that's about it for me.
Quick question. Did MVC 3 came out before Cross Tekken?
Yeah, right?
Vanilla, I think, did.
Vanilla? I think that is when
both versions did. It came out in 2011.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, before 2011, I think. But yeah, it was like way before.
Because I think that, to me, is when I was noticing Capcom wasn't doing so hot when it came to, like, you know, taking care of their games and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon or Reapers, have you guys said anything yet?
Brandon, you go ahead.
Nah, you guys pretty much said it, though. It started for me when they announced DMC, then the domino effect of Marvel vs. Capcom 3 with the old DLC nonsense, Street Fighter Tekken, the whole stuff with so many Street Fighter 4s. And the list goes on and on. Like, it's been literally almost 10 years since all this is going on, and Capcom still hasn't changed. They did so good with one thing, 1 or 2 things, but when everything else is just down the line, is terrible. I don't think they're going to change, though. They're probably end up needing new management at this point because nothing is being done in the company that's actually warranted.
Right.
Aren't they still losing money, by the way?
I won't be surprised.
I think that Dom kept telling me they're always either in or out of financial debt. Like, they keep shifting back and forth between their budget is screwed and they're in an okay place. If it's management, I think this is just a joking thing at first, but I would be okay with someone like Namco, hostile takeover, or some ridiculous thing like that.
I don't know. I don't know about the politics and all that. I think the quality dipped when I stayed across Tekken 2. I'm not very big on the DMC and the RE side of it. I mean, I played some of the games which are fun. I like them. I just only played 4. But yeah, they have been fucking up a lot. I can't deny that. Street Fighter 5 is still a mess. It's missing stuff that I don't personally care for, but a lot of people care for, like arcade mode. But this leads up to my final question about this, and I want this to be quick.
Sure.
Super Street Fighter 5, we know for a fact that it's real. To me, in my opinion, I don't think this is them breaking their promise, because breaking their promise would be that you have to pay for a full game like they did before. Kind of like
You mean with Street Fighter 4?
Yeah. So I feel like if they just put a Super on there, but they didn't charge you for it, to me, I don't think that that's them breaking the promise. But if they were to fix a bunch of stuff and add arcade mode and other modes people want and stuff like that, would this version of the game bring you back to it, or are you guys just done with Street Fighter 5?
I'll give it another shot to see if they actually did. If not, then yeah, I will drop it completely.
Okay, for me though, honestly, they do need to make a Super Street Fighter 5 just to remarket the game, because as you clearly see, where they're doing now is not working. So
this to me kind of falls on the quality thing again. I don't know what Capcom's problem is with this. I'll keep it short, but I feel like their problem is when they make their first impression, they don't bother making it their best one, which in my opinion is where you either got me on the game or you don't. If I don't like what I see when I initially see it and then I hear there's problems later, even if you've gone to fix them, I don't trust you as a company still, so it makes me not want to play it regardless. At least that's how I feel about it. If you're not making it look great day one and it doesn't work and everything, well, then you kind of lost me.
And the thing is, it especially won't help them if the rumors about it being free was false, because otherwise, people are gonna, they're not gonna pay another $30 or $20, $30 or $40 just to get a fixed version, because everybody dealt with that in the Street Fighter 4 days. And if they were to still doing that in Super Street Fighter 5, not a lot of people's gonna do it. No one's gonna do it.
Oh no's gonna be saying more than oh no soon.
So the best they can do at least is make the update free, which I hope they do, which they should do.
I agree. I think they would have to have some serious balls to charge for Super Street Fighter 5. I do feel like it's gonna happen just so they can get like a new slot on Steam and on PSN so they can escape all the negative reviews they've accrued over the years. That's legitimately why I think they're gonna do it, but like I don't know if I would ever go back to Street Fighter 5, like even at this point, because I'm not sure like what they could add with Super that would make me want to play the game again. Because I played Street Fighter 5 for the better part of a year. I played Birdie and I got to Super or Ultra Gold before I realized I just like wasn't having that much fun anymore. I feel like the game's mechanics themselves are working against them, because you have like the really stubby normals with barely any active frames, so just most of the time it feels like you're just fishing for a crush counter, and I was not really having that much fun with the game, and I don't feel like I was getting any better as I was going up in rank. It just felt like I was playing the same thing, but I was still going up, not getting any better at all, so I don't know if I'll ever come back to Street Fighter 5.
Alright. I think that if they add the characters that I want, Sagat, Makoto's not going to be in there. I know Sagat probably will be for sure.
Vanilla Sagat, please.
They fix the stuff. They add the Bandai netcode that they had in talks with them, and they agreed to it. If they implement that, that's great. That'll bring people back for sure. but I'm pretty sure people are going to have the bad taste in their mouth, so they're going to go like, no, I'm pretty much done, which is understandable. I get that. But unless anybody else has anything else to say, I think that's going to be it for this pilot episode.
Oh, wait.
Mhm.
I got one more thing to say. And I know it's not Capcom related, but... well, actually, it's kind of, because the dude that is behind this project called Fantasy Strike, he's also the same person, or along with him is also the people that did, I guess you could say, the Super Street Fighter 2 HD remix thing. He's basically releasing, or working on this game called Fantasy Strike, a fighting game, and of course the netcode they're going to use for this one, surprisingly, is GGPO, which is, in my opinion, the best netcode for any fighting game that they use on. And what we'll do is, I can't post the link in YouTube chat, can I?
Where?
In the YouTube chat, I cannot post the link.
I have no idea.
Well, let me check. Because I was going to post that this weekend they're releasing like a beta. You could download the beta on PC, because this is just an open beta for PC at the moment. Try out the game to see how the netcode is, how the gameplay is, to see if it's to see if they need to work on any of the gameplay or the netcode, etc.
Right.
No, you can't make it. Fuck. Oh wait,
It's in there.
I think it's in. Surprisingly, can you click on it?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. Weekend, July 28th to the 30th. Okay.
Yep. PC only though, but I'm pretty sure anyone's PC these days can run this game fine.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to get some Fantasy Strike, want to try it out, it's going to be there July 28th.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, unless anybody else has anything else to say, I think it's going to be it for this podcast. You guys have anything else to say?
I got nothing.
Nope.
Just keep in mind, people listening, that the news is not going to be rolling in like that, like today. It's going to be a while since we have another episode, because gaming news is really scarce. The only reason why it was a lot was because EVO just happened.
Yeah.
So the next episode, it will be, I'm not sure when, once we have enough to warrant a podcast. I think that would be the correct way of doing it. But when we go to our outros, Mr. Kaneki, where can we find you, sir?
You can find me at Google Order on YouTube, Twitter, and on Twitch. That's it.
All right, James, where can we find you, sir?
You can find me on Twitter at DevHunterJames. Same for Twitch.
All right, Hades.
You can find me on Twitter at Hades_Manticore and on YouTube at youtube.com/videogamesho. I do Let's Plays. They're pretty fun.
Absolutely. Mr. Brandon, if you can talk. Oh, you cannot talk. James, you know his outro? Oh.
Yeah, his Twitter is ArcaneMagic514, and I think that's all he usually plugs.
That's where you can find Mr. Brandon. I'm going to make this, add some cool stuff to the video. You'll see that I'll have your little websites to your YouTube and Twitters on the screen in the videos. I didn't really introduce myself at the beginning of the video. I am the host of this podcast. My name is Reapers. You can find me at YouTube at Reapers240. Z, not an S. Don't be stupid. You can also find me on YouTube at Reapers240 as well. And this has been Qtr Circ Fwd, coming at you with the Abigail news. We love Abigail. He's great. Love him. Anyways, that's it for us, guys. Thank you for watching, and let us know what you think about the podcast in the comments, because I'm quite curious to know what people think about Gaming News Podcast that deals with just fighting games. So, All right, guys. See you later.
See you around.
Predictable.
Peace.